Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are talking right now with Doug Upstone, SBR contributor, who's given us NFL value plays all year long, and he's going to do it again this week for the conference championships. Doug Upstone, thanks for being back with us.
My pleasure, Peter, to be back here once again. And yes, we have just 2 games to choose from, so the slim pickings, but hey, we're going to give it a shot, see what we can do with it.
All right, yeah, with just 2 games, I mean, it's possible the lines are so tight that there's no value plays this week, but nevertheless, you're going to label these plays value plays?
Well, I'm going to go with what the SBR wants me to tie in with what the article is. So yes.
Okay, I got you, Doug Upstone. All right, now we're on the same wavelength here. Okay, well, what's your first value play 10-star lock of the conference championships?
10 stars, Peter. Are you serious? That's child's play. Let's bump it up a little bit here.
Okay, 150-star lock of the NFL conference championships.
Well, I'm not even sure if this one's a lock, but I'm going to give it to you anyways. Is that actually, I like Seattle in this particular game. Now, Green Bay, is back in the championship game for the first time in 4 years. But, they're going to come in with some real problems in this game. They were thrashed pretty good in week 1 by Seattle. And they're coming into this game, not in a particularly good situation because Aaron Rodgers at best is going to be 75%. And his mobility will probably be no more than 20%. So I think that's going to be a problem for them. The only way that I really can see Green Bay covering and maybe even winning the game is I think they're going to have to rush for 150 yards or more to control the ball. And the offensive line is going to have to play lights out to keep Rodgers upright in the pocket. Now, against Seattle's defense, Peter, I'm not sure that can happen. These guys have just been on really what I consider a historic run. I think this is the best defense that we have seen in the NFL since the Chicago Bears in 1985, for those that would have been around long enough to see that outfit. And the ability to stop Russell Wilson, is going to be another problem for the Packers. So I just put this whole thing together, and I'm not seeing a lot of reason to like Green Bay. Also, I found that the Packers are 1-8 in their last 9 assignments as underdogs. So that certainly isn't very good. And then along those same lines, that Seattle is, I believe, 8-0 against the spread if they've given up less than 17 points in each of their last 2 games.
Yeah, not going to get any argument from me. Seattle's been absolutely killing it ATS week in and week out. And this week, once again, all the signs are pointing towards them. Feels like it's going to be a big public play. Can't see a lot of public money coming in on Green Bay, but maybe the public will clean up with Seattle this week. All right, and then what's your second value play for us? Conference Championships 225-star lock, Doug Upstone.
All right, on this one, Peter, I'm going to go probably contrary to what a lot of people think. I'm going to go with Indianapolis on this one.
Wow.
And here's the reasons as to why. Is that, in the last decade, we have seen a number of lower seeds, 4 or less, get to the Super Bowl and in many cases win the Super Bowl. And so Indianapolis is kind of, it fits that same category, And to me, it's really interesting, Peter, and we as, people that are on the outside looking in at these teams and not being in the locker room, all these teams that do this, they have that aha moment. And for me, in listening and watching with Indianapolis, before their game against Cincinnati, is that the CBS crew, they had asked Andrew Luck about his offensive line, which at the time had been performing quite poorly. And he told them, he goes, you know what? The offensive line is not going to be a problem. He goes, we got this under control. And I, like everybody, thought, wow, that's an interesting comment to make, maybe just selling some goodwill. But, in their last 2 games, in the playoffs, they've rushed for 114 yards against Cincinnati, 99 last week against Denver, and Luck has only been sacked once. Now, I think that's also a part of a byproduct of what they're doing is that they're using Dan Herron, now their running back, in terms of short passes. He's obviously a better runner than what Trent Richardson was. And so I think they got some positives now. And then the defense right now is really hot. I mean, they're playing great football. Their corners have just been absolutely shut down with whoever they faced. Their defensive line has played better, and I think they have the ability, certainly, to get into the face of Brady. And that's one thing that Tom Brady does not like, is guys coming into his face. So I look at this game, and of the 2 games, usually we don't get 2 blowouts. We get one that's close and one that's a larger differential. And I think this is going to be the closer closer game. I think New England wins and advances to the Super Bowl, but I'm going to predict a 3 to 4 point outcome, Peter.
All right. Well, that does feel like a very contrarian play. You know, everyone knows, though, that these two versions of the Colts and the Pats have played 3 times. The last 3 times that they played, it's been an absolute blowout on the side of the Pats. So even if, the Colts make a substantial improvement from those games to this game, it still could be an easy cover for the Pats. You're not concerned about the past performances between these two teams together?
Can New England? I mean, New England's already proven that they can beat Indianapolis by 20 or more points. I mean, that's a given. But I'm just going to go with the recent history of teams getting hot in the playoffs and how they perform. And I think Indianapolis fits this mold to a T. And I think they have the ability to do it. Again, I'm not saying they're going to win the game, but I think they can cover the 7.
Right.
And we've seen some 6.5s now too. So there's some other people that are feeling the same way.
Very interesting analysis, Doug Upstone. Probably will wind up being a contrarian. I'm guessing the public's going to be all over the Pats here as well. All right, 2 interesting picks. Doug Upstone, thanks.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.